Watch this story. Hillary Clinton will be forced to respond to an explosive new book that could, some believe, threaten her campaign. It's called Clinton Cash. It reveals stunning links between the Clinton State Department and foreign donations made to her charitable foundation run by her and her husband. Katie Pavlich is the news editor for townhall.com and a Fox News contributor. Marianne Marsh, former senior advisor to Secretary John Kerry. And ladies, welcome back and good morning to both of you.
Good morning.
Now, Fox News, we are looking into this issue ourselves, but the story as dropped last night from the New York Times, and reading from the article, it asserts, the Times does, that foreign entities who made payments to the Clinton Foundation and to Mr. Clinton through high speaking fees received favors from Mrs. Clinton's State Department in return. They list several: Colombia, Haiti, Keystone Pipeline. Katie, does this matter? And if so, how much?
It matters an incredible amount, and this is why. If Hillary Clinton wants to be a champion for the people, her record is going to show that maybe she was a champion for foreign governments in order to line her own pockets and to make herself rich. The Clintons took in $136 million in personal income between 2001 and 2012. A lot of that income came from foreign governments. A lot of those foreign governments also donated to the Clinton Foundation. The key question here is, and this is very important because lots of politicians have gone to prison for much less, is that did Hillary Clinton do political favors as a Secretary of State for foreign governments and leaders who donated to her foundation or who paid her husband for speeches during her time as Secretary of State? That is going to be the big question. The New York Times is calling this book fair, saying it's based on extensive reporting and documentation, and so it's going to pose a really serious problem for the Clintons, despite what her campaign is saying and trying to say it's, this vast right-wing conspiracy. Peter Schweitzer is a very credible investigative reporter, and I think they're going to have a lot of trouble when it comes to seeing the numbers in black and white.
Let me get back to Schweitzer in a moment. I'll have you explain what his track record is. Marianne, address what Katie said there about creating huge headaches and problems for the Clinton campaign.
Well, the fact is that's not how campaigns work. The more Republicans and others attack Hillary Clinton now, the less likely they are to win the White House back. That's not what voters are focused on, certainly not voters in Iowa and New Hampshire, and they matter more than anything. People have to get to know and like you first, and that's exactly what Hillary Clinton's focused on. She's campaigning on the kinds of things people care about, and these accusations are made by Republicans who don't have the standing that she does and anonymous others. That's the difference here. So they're more likely to believe Hillary Clinton at this point, whatever she has to say about this, than anyone else, and that is the big mistake every Republican candidate but one this weekend in New Hampshire, John Kasich, made. They all attacked her rather than presenting a positive view of themselves. Hillary Clinton's out there presenting a positive view of what she's going to focus on if she's the next president of the United States: middle-class families, middle-class problems, and the economic inequalities that exist.
Okay,
that's the
Katie,
big
hang on one
That's
second.
How campaigns work.
Her team is going to say this is a hit job, right, Marianne?
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
I'd be hard-pressed to say that they don't.
Now let's go to the credibility author, Peter Schweitzer. What's his background, Katie? Tell us.
So Peter Schweitzer's previous book was called Throw Them All Out, and it was an expose of both Republicans and Democrats here in Washington, D.C. who benefit from essentially insider trading on Wall Street. They get away with it because the law allows them to make stock options and change, stock options based on the fact that the law doesn't cover them in terms of insider trading. So he has taken on both Republicans and Democrats. He has not only gone after Democrats. He's done work with 60 Minutes on a lot of different projects, and so. And again, the New York Times, in their piece that was published yesterday, said that the book is actually very fair and is extensively reported with government documents and numbers.
On that point, you just heard Marianne say it is a hit job. Now, how can you push back on that, Katie?
Well, I would say just because something looks unfavorable to the Clintons, which a lot of things do, doesn't mean it's a hit job. I mean, there's a lot of factual evidence, especially presented in this book, according to the New York Times, that shows there are some very serious questions about whether Hillary Clinton, as Secretary of State, did political favors in return for donations from foreign governments to her own personal income and to her Clinton Foundation.
All right, let me get Marianne to respond to that then. Go ahead.
If you want to understand how campaigns work and presidential campaigns, look at Mitt Romney. What happened to him is what would have to happen in this case with Hillary Clinton for it to work. And first of all, The facts matter, not questions, the facts. Let's see what the facts are.
Wait a
The
minute.
book's not
What's
out.
Romney have
No
to
one
do
in
with
this
this?
show has read
Yeah.
it. Well, I mean, we want to understand how, when certain information comes out, how it affects a presidential campaign. Everyone tries to define their opponents first and foremost. That's what's going on here. But it doesn't work early in the campaign. You have to wait till a little later and marry it up with everything, for example, Mitt Romney did in his career in private equity, firing people losing their jobs.
Why are
And
we
then the
talking about
video
Romney?
of 47, hold on. The 47% video came out, and that's what worked.
Okay.
So you
all
have
right.
to, it has to all line
let
up.
me
That's
focus
the
our
difference.
conversation a little bit. June of 2014, when then Secretary Clinton said this about their condition financially when they left the White House.
You have no reason to remember, but we came out of the White House not only dead broke, but in debt. We had no money when we got there, and we struggled to, piece together the resources for mortgages, for houses, for Chelsea's education. It was not easy. Bill has worked really hard, and it's been amazing to me. He's worked very hard.
So the Washington Post reports the Clintons made $136.5 million over 11 years. Now, when you look at that comment, Katie, what happens then to the argument about the Clintons and the hardships that they have gone through? Do they relate or not to people?
I don't think they relate at all, and I think Hillary's having a very hard time with just her, most recent launching of her campaign, showing that she's relatable to the people. And if you look at polling, it shows that people believe that Hillary Clinton's ideas are out of date and that they want someone new. You have a lot of Democrats and independents saying they want a primary opponent. But back to the issue at hand here with the donations to the Clinton Foundation.
Quickly.
Look, this is also about a matter of ethics and legality. Yes, we can talk about the campaign politics in 2016 all we want, but Americans actually do care about ethics and they care about integrity. And right now, based on the reporting from Peter Schweitzer, which is very credible, it's not looking like they have a whole lot of that.
Okay, ladies, I've got to go. 10 seconds, Marianne. I'll give you the last word. My apologies. Go.
Again, you need to understand how campaigns work. I expect we're going to
Okay,
have
we heard
18
that.
months of
Got it.
discussion like today.
Okay,
period.
Marianne, thank you. Kitty, thanks to you.